Hello guys, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to show you my M1 helmet. It's a American M1 helmet which I bought about 20 years ago or so. It's the only one in my collection, but it's quite a nice example. It's very good shape. It comes with a Mitchell cover. This is the early Mitchell cover. And it has the leather strap here for the liner. So what we got here is a World War II produced shell. It was made by McCord. They were a company up in Michigan. And they produced about 20 million helmets, M1 helmets in World War II. And this particular one here, I can't exactly date it. A lot of collectors date their helmets by the lot numbers or the heat stamp numbers on the helmet. Mine is 158A, which kind of corresponds to the late spring of 1942, but that's actually the date of the manufacture of the metal plates that the helmets were pressed out of. The helmet is made out of magnesium steel, and it's a front seam helmet, and that was changed in late 1943, so all I can really say is the helmet shell itself comes from the period between late spring 1942 and autumn of 1943. So anyhow, what I'm going to do is I'll take off the helmet and I'll take off the Mitchell cover, and we'll have a closer look at the items separately. So I've just taken the Mitchell cover off the helmet, and that's it there. And as I said, this is the early pattern Mitchell cover, which has the little slit here for the chin straps to go through. The later ones were basically cut out higher and didn't have a slot. There's no date on this particular item, but it is make and mark there, as you can see, cover camouflage. It comes in two shades. The outer is kind of a spring summer shade, and then we've got a brown inner winter or autumn shade. So moving on to the helmet, as I say, it's a McCord, one of 20 million made. It has a front seam. You can just see the seam here. The seam was moved to the back in, I think, October or November of 1943. It's quite a nice design helmet, and it's in very good condition. You can see the kind of cork texture on it. That was produced to stop the helmet shining. You can see there's a little bit of glare coming off it, but it kind of reduces the glare, especially when it's wet. This one here has swivel bails. The helmet would have probably originally had fixed bails, and they were removed in, again, late autumn 1943. So this is a 1942 produced helmet. It would have originally had fixed bails, but as I say, this one here has the swivel bails. They were retrofitted to a lot of the World War II helmets, beginning in the last month of World War II, but mostly in the 1950s when they were reconditioning the helmets for Korea. You can just about see that the band is shiny, and that denotes that it's a stainless steel rim band. That was later changed to magnesium, which was a less shiny. You can see where the paint is coming off. It's quite shiny, which is one reason they changed it. It makes it more noticeable. Now we're just having a look on the inside of the liner. This particular liner was made by Westinghouse Car Pack. It is dated 1951, so it's a post-war liner. It's exactly the same as the World War II liners, having said that, except for the shade of the webbing. The early liners made between 1941 and about 1944 were a slightly paler green, what they call the olive drab number 3. From about 1944 onwards, they produced the liner straps in a darker green called the olive drab number 7, which is what this one here is. The straps are 1960s production straps. You've got the buckle here with the anchor motif. And as I said, this is a 1951 or 52 dated liner. Has the leather chin strap inside it. My helmet is marked for a soldier by the name of Robert W. Sadler. And you've got the marking just down there. You can just about see it. As I say, it's a Westinghouse Capac liner. And as I say, the helmet's in very good condition here. It looks like it's been repainted post-war. It's a refurbished helmet. As I say, I'm almost certain that the bales were replaced. These swivel bales were introduced in autumn of 1943, but I would think that probably these ones have been replaced, though I can't see any sign that the original bales would have been removed, but a bit difficult to see on this helmet here. But as I say, that's the bales there. As I say, it's a World War II production helmet. It has the rim edging here, and it has a front seam here that was moved to the back in the autumn of 1943. It was originally on the front here, but sometimes the seams popped open and the entire rim liner came out, and it was a bit too close to the front, to the face, to the eyes, and there was a risk of damage if they popped out to the eyes, so they moved it to the back for that particular reason. And as I said before, mine is stainless steel. You can just see the shiny stainless steel underneath it. That was moved and that was changed to magnesium later on. And you can see the pebbled surface here to reduce the glare of the helmet. So we've got the inside of the shell. I'm not sure if you can see it, but mine has the lot number there, 158A, and that corresponds to a manufacturing date of late spring 1944. As I say, that's the production date of the actual metal, not the actual helmet. So we've got a close-up of the swivel bales. I think there's just a little bit of evidence here that it would have originally had the straight bales, but as I said, they were removed when these helmets were being refurbished after the war. Again, the metal is in very good condition here. You find that some helmets have stress fractures on the back, but this particular one here doesn't. And it does look like it's been repainted at some point. You got the paintwork there in the front here. You can see where it's run. So again, I think this is a refurbished helmet. But it has the darker olive drab color that these earlier helmets had, compared to the slightly lighter olive drab color that the later helmets had. These were made in the 1950s. There was a batch made, about 1 million of these in the 1950s, and they also made a batch of them in the 1960s for the Vietnam War. We're going to move on to the liner next. Right, I've taken the liner out, and you can see it's been painted black, and it has the military police insignia on it, which is quite nice. So this soldier used to be belonged to the military police. So we got MP on the front here. We got the white stripes. We got the insignia for the United States Army in Europe. And we got the number 529 on the side here, which shows that the soldier belonged to the Honor Guard, the 529th Military Police Company, and they were based in Heidelberg in Germany. They were Honor Guard unit. They also guarded the United States Army in Europe headquarters in Heidelberg and the generals there. They did a lot of honor guard duties, parades and the like, and just usual everyday base activities as most MPs did in Germany at the time. I've actually got a nice book here, which I bought a little while ago, Memories of Army Life and MPs of the 529th, the top military police company in the United States Army of the 1970s, as it says there. This book was written by Olin Jackson. Quite an interesting book if you have an interest in the United States Army in Europe, as I do. And it's a thin book, but it has quite a lot of information in it. And as you can see here, there's a photograph here showing the military police in Germany, in Heidelberg at the time. And as you can see, they're wearing their liners there with the 529 on the side. So anyhow, so this is a honor guard helmet of the 529th Military Police Company in, as I say, Heidelberg, which is quite a nice historical item. So I got a bit of a surprise when I opened up the helmet and found that as a liner. Right, here we got the various components of my helmet. We've got the McCord shell made in Michigan between spring of 1942 and the autumn of 1943. We've got a Westinghouse and Capac liner. Westinghouse were based in Michigan, I believe, and Capac were based in Philadelphia, or the other way around, I can't remember which. We've got the early pattern Mitchell cover, dates it to the 1960s, and we got an early foliage strap here, again from the 1960s. So it makes a nice setup anyhow, and I was very happy with this purchase. As I say, I bought it about 20 years ago, and it cost me the grand sum of about £30. You'd be paying a lot more. You'd be paying up to 7 times that amount nowadays for a helmet of this condition. So it's not a 100% World War II item, but it's a Cold War Germany item, and I'm very happy with it. So what I'll do now is I'll just put everything back together again. And there you have it, all set up again. It's a very nice lid. I'm very pleased to have it in my collection. It's a very nice conditioned item. It's been refurbished after the war, had a long service life, and ended up in a antiques fair in Edinburgh where I bought it for $30 20 years ago. I just think it just looks the business. Anyhow, I'll leave it at that. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching, and bye for now.